Did you know every 15 minutes somebody dies from an alcohol related collision? Every 15 minutes. How could we let that happen? Something so preventable, yet we tend to overlook it. By making a decision to not drive under the influence, you have made a decision to save your life and possibly another's. We have teens believing that it is okay for them to go out and drink or text and drive. They think that is okay because everyone around them is. I know countless numbers of adults who drive after they've been drinking and even with their kids in the car. What kind of society has this become? Killing someone, even without intentions, isn't murder. But isn't driving under the influence and killing somebody murder? After all, you did choose to drive, so you chose to take the chance. According to mad.org, 1 in 3 people will be involved in an alcohol-related crash in their lifetime. Why is that even a statistic? Why are there even people dying with something we can so easily prevent? Also, according to MAD, 1 in 3 8th grader drinks alcohol. 8th grade? This is one of the most influential times in a child's life because this is when they begin to mature and start making choices that could affect their life. What kind of society is this that we are letting them think that it is okay to drink underage? LifetimeTips.com states that 2/3 of DUI convictions are for first-time offenders. Since they're already drinking so young, what makes us think that they aren't going to choose to drink and drive? Somewhere along the way, we have failed as a society to be an example and show our younger generations that it is not okay to let alone drink or drive after drinking. I myself am a freshman in college, which is where peer pressure skyrockets to drink. You are almost considered not normal if you don't drink while you're in college. Freshman year can make you or break you. I've seen so many of my peers who are constantly drinking even during the week. It makes me wonder, how can they be getting their classes done when I can barely get it done sober? A report done by U.S. News says that 30% of college and university students drop out after their first year. Half never graduate, and college completion rates in the U.S. have been stalled for more than 3 decades. Then you add drinking into the mix, and you wonder how many of these students participated in drinking, and is that what caused them to fail? Or they gave up because they failed? I have firsthand seen it happen to numerous of my peers. How can we prevent this from happening? How can we make our young generation realize the impact of their actions? I propose that we make a school do the program every 15 minutes, which is to prevent drunk driving. This program I was lucky enough to be involved in my senior year of high school. It is a worldwide known, but it isn't used by every school, and it should be. Because I have seen the impact it has on students, and it makes them think twice before deciding to drink and drive. This is a one-day event, and it is planned by students, making them involved in it. During the first day, the Grim Reaper calls students who have been selected from a cross-section of the entire student body and takes them out of class. One student is removed from every class every 15 minutes and pronounced dead due to a drunk driving accident. A few minutes later, the student will return to class as the living dead, complete with white face makeup and a coroner's tag. That point on, victims will not speak or interact with the other students for the remainder of the day. Simultaneously, uniformed officers will mock death notifications to parents of these children who died to their home, place of employment, or business. Then a stimulated traffic collision will be viewed on school grounds. Rescue workers will treat injured student participants. These students will experience firsthand the sensations of being involved in a tragic alcohol-related and texting while driving collision. Paramedics will treat these injuries and deaths as if they really happened. Police officers will investigate, arrest, and book the student's drunk driver. Student participants will continue their experience by an actual trip to the morgue, the hospital emergency room, and to the police department jail for the purpose of being booked for drunk driving. At the end of the day, these students who participated in the staged accident, as well as those who were made up as the living dead, will be transported to a local hotel for an overnight student retreat. The retreat will stimulate the separation from friends and family. The next day, the funeral that is real, and speakers will include students who read their letters to their parents, police officers, and hospital personnel who shared their emotional trauma of dealing with kids killed in traffic crashes. Parents will share their personal reflections of their emotional trauma of dealing with kids killed in traffic crashes. Parents will share their personnel reflections of their involvement in the program. We will also have a powerful speaker who actually lost a child to a drunk driver, or as a result of drunk driving, as a result of driving while under the influence or texting while driving. The focus of the assembly stresses that the decision to consume alcohol can affect more than just the one who drinks, and the dangers of texting while driving. This is a very emotional and heart-wrenching event. Will illustrate to students that potentially dangerous consequences of their use of alcohol and texting while driving, regardless of how casual they believe their use is. We can't address all ages, but why not start at the most influential and the most peer pressure time of your child's life? It is time to take action and enforce this at every school. It doesn't matter if every student doesn't listen, because they won't. But if 10 do, aren't those 10 lives saved? Every 15 minutes program research shows that those who learn from hands-on experience retain 2 to 4 times more than those who learn from just listening or from listening and seeing. Do you think that you can dodge the drunk driving bullet? Drunk driving facts do not lie. Do what you can to avoid you or the people you know from being a statistic.